Hey guys, Justin here with Dead Air Silencers, and I am joined in studio today by Christian.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Thanks.
And today in this video, we're going to be talking about something that we get asked about pretty frequently these days,
Very.
Which is choosing a silencer for your hunting rifle. And that's why we have Christian here in studio with us today, because he's kind of our go-to guy for all things hunting. So Christian, right off the bat, if you want to just first tell everybody what you do for Dead Air for those people who don't know, and then just give us a quick explanation why you're our hunting guy.
So I'm Christian. I'm the sales manager here at Dead Air Silencers. Been here for quite a while, but I started in the industry a long time ago. But before that, I've always been into hunting. And for Dead Air, I head up the outdoor side, so Dead Air Outdoors. And we've come out with, we've had the series of silencers we're about to talk about for a long time. And even before I was at the company, that's the first silencers I owned for hunting were these silencers. So tried, true. I trusted them before, of course, trust them now. They've gotten even better over the years. But I also film for another company on the side for hunting for a group of guys that we hunt together, and we do self-filmed. We do filmed hunts all over the country. So I really got into it, and now that's just the last 5 or 6 years part of what I do. So, I love to hunt, and it kind of goes hand in hand with Dead Air.
To kick things off, also that's cool. I didn't realize that this was kind of your go-to hunting can before you even started
I was here.
on. So
yeah.
the history is perfect for this, just covering this whole line.
That's right.
And so the series of silencers that we're talking about today, guys, is specifically the Nomad family of silencers. So if you've been familiar with Dead Air for a long time, then you've probably heard of the Nomad 30, Nomad L, Nomad Ti, and then more recently we introduced the Nomad Ti XC. That's one of our newest additions to the line.
Exciting.
So to kick it off, just to really hit the basics, I'll just ask you the question that we get asked at shows, demos, in the DMs, people who email and call in. This is just the baseline question we get asked all the time, and I'll just let you answer it how you always answer it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that is, tell me what's the best suppressor for my hunting rifle.
That's probably the most asked question. What's the best suppressor for a hunting rifle? You want to look at the caliber that you're hunting with, or a couple different calibers, and to fit those calibers, if you want to do one silencer, you're going to start out with one, which is what I did. And that's what's so cool. I was a consumer first, but start out with one silencer. It's a system. So you want to go with maybe one or two more and three more, or whatever it may be. But I would start out looking at your specific caliber you want to use the most, and then go from there. What's the second or third caliber you want to use? Because first off, you need the bore caliber correct for the silencer, because we make several silencers that are different bore calibers. But like the Nomad family, you can go from 30 cal all the way down to 223. So it's great for any of those 6.5s, PRCs, 7 PRCs, 308s. There's so much you can do with the Nomad family. So if I was going to pick one, it would be, how light do you want it? How long do you want it? How quiet do you want it?
Yep.
You have to hit all of those, and then you're going to end up somewhere in between, because you want to try to find that perfect one, and we've pretty much dialed that in with these new XCs.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
But those are the main questions, and different people are going to kind of prioritize those three things. There's sound, and there's weight, and there's the size of the actual can.
That's it.
And different people are going to prioritize those three things a little bit differently depending on kind of, what they're hunting, where they're hunting, the way that they hunt, and also just personal preference, right? So those are the things that we're kind of usually running people through. But
that's right.
With the new XCs, we really have hit like a really good sweet spot.
For sure. And I look at three different things. It's that, like we said, length, weight, sound, and then also three categories of, let's say we're here, like we're in Utah right now. We're in Utah going up a mountain right now, and you want to be as light as can be. And I use this saying all the time: keep your gun and your gear light and your pack heavy with whatever you take. with every kill, right?
Your pack out.
Your pack out. Keep that heavy, but you want your gun light. So if you want that lightweight hunting rifle that's sub 10 pounds, 8-pound gun, you want the lightest can, and that's going to be the Nomad Ti XC line, or the LTi XC as well. If you're going to be in a ground blind, a ladder stand, a box blind, or just shooting off of sticks or a bipod, then you would maybe want to look at the Nomad 30 or the Nomad L because they're stainless steel. I mean, a tiny bit heavier. You know, you start off with the Nomad Ti XC. It's 6.5 inches long, but it's only 6.9 ounces without the adapter. With the adapter, it's 9.6 ounces. So you're looking at a huge difference in weight. And I say huge, but ounces do matter sometimes whenever you're packing in and out. You know, over like the Nomad 30, it's 14 ounces. So that's not a lot. When you put it on a gun and you're hiking up the mountain, though, it could be something you want to look at, is that weight. So that's something to think about, is if you're wanting length and weight, start there.
Yeah. So let's just talk about, we'll get started talking specifically about the XC series, the new ones, because that's what people really want to hear about.
For sure.
Obviously, we have the LTi XC and then just the Ti XC. So let's just talk about, you know, general use case scenarios. Who are you recommending each of these to, and what are the most like common use cases for each of these?
Like I said, the previous Nomad Ti line was my first silencer, and that's what I used to hunt. Now it's the new Nomad Ti XC line, and the differences are, which we'll hit that first, the difference is same length, a little bit lighter, but these are one-piece titanium 3D printed, so additive manufacturing. We can do more with this than we can with cutting and welding those cans like we used to, right?
Yeah.
So now we can just have one piece design that's 3D printed, and it's sturdier and it's a little bit lighter. So the cool thing about the Ti XC line, not only is it lighter, but we were able to add those little things that, like I said earlier, you can't do when you're cutting. You can only take away so much, but you can add a little bit more. But we added some more tooling features as well, a little bit more aggressive tooling features, so you can change out your adapters, and some more aggressive features on the outside for grip. These are going to come in at 6.5 inches long on the Ti XC. And it's going to be 9.6 ounces with the adapter. We do all of our weights with the adapter that's included. We don't do just the body. Just the body is 6.9 ounces, so really lightweight. It will handle up to a 300 RUM and 4,400 foot-pounds of pressure. That's one of the biggest questions we get, is what will this handle? Can I put this on this caliber, this gun? Well, think about the caliber you're putting it on. The bore diameter inside of the can is that's your number one concern, but what's the pressure it will hold? What's the pressure of your firearm you're firing with your projectile? Because everybody's reloading now. They want this faster, hotter round that will hit the hardest, right? Terminal ballistics. So as long as it'll handle the bore, internal diameter, and the pressure, you're good to go. And like I said, all of the Nomad line are going to handle up to 4,400 foot-pounds of pressure, which is real. That's a lot of pressure out of a 30 cal can. So amazing sound for 300 PRC, 7 PRC. I've got a new 7 PRC out there I've been shooting, and these small cans are so lightweight and so much shorter. They still have a great sound, but we wanted that maximum sound reduction. That's when we went to the Nomad LTi for long titanium XC. And that XC, folks, means cross country. We want you to be able to go cross country with the least amount of weight. Again, keep your gear light and your pack heavy. So the LTi XC is going to come in at a little over 9.5 ounces, and it's 8.8 inches long. So just a little bit longer, but what you're getting is the reduction in sound. Not only are they going to reduce a lot of your recoil out of those large calibers, so if you're trying to hunt elk or big mule deer, you want a little larger caliber to be able to take that animal clean, and that's what we really want to do as hunters, but maximum sound performance. So a lot of people talk about the decibel ratings and all that. Yes, we do that, but we go further. What's that actual tone of your ear? Because everyone here, like you and I, our ears are different. Like I was yelling at you today, it's like, hey, it's in the front seat, not the back seat. We were looking outside. Get the jacket out of the front seat. everyone's ears are different. You know, I have a lot of hearing loss in my right ear. I can't hear out of that ear. Well, what's the actual tone? And we take that, and it's like one of the guys on the road with us, he put it in a perspective. I've got nails on a chalkboard at 130 decibels over here. And then I've got George Strait singing his best song, strumming at 130 decibels. What sounds better? It's that tone.
Yeah.
So we go after not only decibel, but the tone. What is that tone? And these are super deep and have a very nice tone to the ear. They are hearing safe. So if I'm going to bring this hunting, you know, I want the shortest, lightest can for me. If I'm sitting there on a bench or long range precision, or if I'm in a box blind or something, I'm probably going to go to the longer one, right? It's got a little nicer tone to it.
Yep.
But they will do the same thing.
Yeah. And looking at those, again, like looking at those three things, there may be plenty of guys with both of these cans. You're prioritizing weight. They're both extremely lightweight.
That's right.
But there may be guys that say, you know what, I want to prioritize highest, that little extra bit of sound suppression, so I'm going with LTi XC. And then there are plenty of guys. I mean, most people who come and ask when we're out at shows or whatever, who just ask like, I want a hunting can. I usually just start with this one.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good like cross point of all those things. But when it's like, yeah, we are really high prioritizing weight and size. You know, you're getting the smallest package, so lightweight, and still getting that really good sound performance out of that one.
You know, the Nomad line has really led the way in the sound for 30 cal cans for a long time. Like that, it's been the chase. People have chased that sound. It's just they perform so well. And for these, like, you know, nowadays you're getting a lot of the barrel lengths are getting shorter, which makes this even more a favorite can to a lot of people, because you get the sound performance, even though it's a little longer, the shorter barrel kind of makes up for that, and it's light. Going back to the Ti XC, you're going to get you can choose three colors, FDE, silver, and black. And then on the Ti XC, you can also choose Xeno, which will come with the Xeno hub adapter and the brake, the Omni brake. When you go to the LTi XC, you're going to do Xeno, and same three colors. So you have some options.
And you touched on something important there briefly that like we should mention about these cans, is that these are 30 cal cans.
Yeah.
That's a 30 cal bore size, which does put us in the neighborhood of a lot of really common hunting rounds.
For sure.
And also a lot of guys are using these for, of course, you can go smaller. You can do your 6 mil cartridges if you're shooting 6 Creed or anything like that. There's plenty of guys still using these cans for like their 6 mil cartridges. Of course, you know, you could put a Lazarus on that gun,
for sure,
but you're not getting the super lightweight that you're getting out of the titanium cans. So
that's right. And I use mine across the board. All of my titanium cans and my 30s, my stainless steel cans, but a lot of my titanium cans I use on 6.5 Creed, 6 mil, 204 Ruger. Shooting prairie dogs with this thing is amazing. So you can change these front end caps. It's going to come with a 7.62 front end cap, but you can change these out to 223, 5.56, 6.5. We have a 6.5 end cap. So you can change those out for your caliber. And then I still run this on my AR platforms, on my 223, 5.56s. I run these and they do just fine. Now, the titaniums aren't something you want to burn it down and do full auto stuff. They're not rated for full auto. There is a 12.5 inch barrel restriction for 5.56, and then 8 inch for 300 blackout. But this can is not designed for that, right?
Yeah.
It will still handle a lot, but it's just not designed for that. We have other things designed for that.
And that's an important thing to touch on, and we will talk about that as we kind of walk back and talk about the older Nomads for a minute. Sure. These are titanium cans.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, as we talk to people about these in the public, and as we talk about these on our website and things like that, we really are talking about these as bolt gun cans.
Yeah.
These are generally going to be for your bolt action rifles, your PRS gun, your hunting rifle, obviously, which doesn't mean that this can't go on something else. You know, it doesn't mean this can't go on a semi-automatic rifle, but it is an important thing to know that you're working with a titanium can. So you start burning it down through this can, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You start doing like heavier firing schedules. You will potentially start to deteriorate the lifetime of this can.
Yeah, over time you will.
Which is just an important thing to know about and take into account.
For sure. And I run this big guy, the LTi XC on my SFAR 308 thermal hunting at night in Texas. It does a great job. But I'm selective on the trigger too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sitting there full auto in it, but it will do the job. But to your point, good point.
Yeah, because that's just the thing that, especially, and this is kind of why we want to talk about this whole family, making a distinction from like your Nomad 30 and your Nomad L. It's a different material, it's a different application. So just that's important to keep in mind.
100%.
So that's just quick. That's kind of quick rundown of the new cans. That's the Ti XC and LTi XC. That's what, as all you guys out there are coming to, demo days at local ranges or coming and seeing us at trade shows or whatever, and we're having that conversation about, what's your go-to hunting can. That's what we're talking about most these days, and that is a replacement of the Nomad Ti, which is what you previously used most.
And I still do, but yes, that was my first hunting can. Our first can was the Nomad Ti, and I was a believer. I was working for a different company in the industry, hunting industry, and I heard this guy shooting this can. I'm like, what is that? That sounds amazing. And I've been wanting to get silencer, and again, this is a long time ago, but I got my first one, and holy cow, I stuck with those cans, and I have several. And of course, being here the last 4 years, I will stick with that can. It is it's made a true believer, and a lot of people go to that can for these reasons, for hunting. That is a can of choice for hunting.
So let's talk, just because now the name Nomad is a little more like widely used in our line of silencers. These ones this actually is a Nomad Ti. And
it's a household name.
Nomad LTi. But let's talk about Nomad 30 and Nomad L, because those are still cans that will be existing in our line, and cans that people will continue to be able to buy. So we don't want people to be too confused as we talk about Nomad Ti XC and then Nomad 30, which these would be stainless cans.
For sure.
So let's talk about like common use cases for our Nomad 30, Nomad L.
Okay. So Nomad 30 is going to be a stainless steel can, fully welded. It will not be a titanium or a 3D printed can. It's going to be a welded can. Now, Nomad 30 being stainless, it will take more abuse. So it is hub compatible, so you can do direct thread, Xeno, our Chemo, fast attach system. It will take other manufacturers' accessories. So if you are married to another company already with a different attachment or something, we want you to be able to use your can and attachment how you see fit. The Nomad 30, since it is stainless, you're gonna, again, get a little bit more abuse. And what I mean by that, you can put this on a 308 or a 5.56 and you can run it full auto if you want to. You can do what you want. It's stainless. It will take that abuse. It's just a little bit heavier. If you look at the Ti XC can and the 30, they're the same size. All right, so it's just above that 6.5 inches long. But the Ti line, the XC's being a little bit lighter weight, the stainless guy is going to be a little over 14 ounces. And then the L being 8.8 inches long, it's going to be at that 18, 19 ounce area. Now, that may sound a little bit more because of the Ti line. Of course, it's a little heavier, but again, this will take more abuse. And where this is going to fit in is going to be your ground blinds, your box blinds, your ladder stands, or if you're shooting off of sticks or a bipod, like we said earlier, you can still lug these around. But again, there's a time and a place for everything. And we're just trying to give you the most what we know and see. If you're going up that mountain, go titanium. If you're not, like if you're with me in Texas or something, and you're a flatlander like me, the Nomad 30 and the Nomad L are going to do you just fine. But here's the thing. The Nomad L has been one of the quietest cans on the market, if not the quietest in its class. And it being so durable that you could put this like on that SFAR that I have or whatever 308 you want and run this as hard as you can. This is a can you don't have to worry about because of that stainless steel. Still has the great sound All right, it still has the great tone, and a lot of your PRS guys are going to this can and have been for years, just because of the sound and the decibel ratings that we can pull those sounds and tones down to. So this is a great can for that PRS or hunting style. This will do the same thing. It's just a little bit shorter, but of course, with length, you're going to get a little nicer sound.
So for all of these cans,
Yep.
let's talk about one of your favorite accessories
My favorite accessory.
for a second, because this will apply to any of these, whatever you choose to go with for your use case, for your application. This is going to be compatible with any of these.
So at Dead Air, we came out with an e-brake. Think of a brake on the end of your firearm. Okay. We put a brake on the end of the silencer. So you're getting not only recoil reduction and sound reduction just with the can, 40-50% out of just the silencer. Now think about another 15 or 20% of less recoil at the shoulder. We're able to introduce shooting and hunting to families, kids, wives, girlfriends, whatever, using a larger caliber. Just think, let's say we're going after a whitetail, an elk, or a mule deer. We need those larger calibers to be able to take those animals clean. Well, now with the reduction in recoil in the silencer and adding on the e-brake, you're able to bring those younger shooters up and shoot larger calibers with less felt recoil at the shoulder. So you're getting a dispersion of the gases coming out of the silencer. They've already been slowed down. That's how you get the sound and the recoil reduction, but now we're slowing it down even more outside of the can. So you're gonna feel less at the shoulder on all of your calibers. Now, a lot of people do ask us, is that going to work across the board on all calibers like 223? And well, 223 5.56 doesn't have a, or 204. They just don't have a large punch anyway. They don't have a large recoil. Where I see this, and I use this all of the time, is 300 Win, 300 PRC, 7 PRC. It's phenomenal. And all you do is take off the end cap, replace it with this, and put the end cap on the end of your e-brake. It screws right in.
This one's actually loose enough.
Oh, nice. Let's use that.
I can just pull that end cap right out.
Yes, nice. Put that e-brake right on. Just like that. Tighten it down.
And then
end cap goes on.
Screw that front cap back in the front there.
Look at you.
Usually this doesn't require two people. You can do this by yourself.
One tool. One Dead Air end cap tool.
Yeah, you just need
and
a
that's
front
how it
cap
is.
tool.
And it's like 0.2 ounces. It doesn't add any more weight to the can, but the benefit behind it is wonderful. So if there's one accessory other than, your muzzle device and the attachment, go to the e-brake. There's not anyone out there that has an e-brake that won't say that they love it. So for your large bores, for your rifle cans, try the e-brake out, especially on the Nomad line. You're going to be pretty excited whenever you see the difference.
So for our people that are not prioritizing weight as much, and for people who maybe want a little bit more versatility, I don't know how many people there are that just want to be mag dumping all the time or running full auto, but for a little bit more versatility, Nomad 30, Nomad L are going to continue to shine.
100%.
But as we continue to have this conversation more and more about guys getting into hunting, and specifically guys getting into hunting suppressed, because I think we're seeing it like so much more often, because with the recent change in like approval times from the ATF, I think there's just a lot more people that are considering this like achievable and are considering this more often. And so more people that are getting into hunting suppressed specifically, we are continuing to have that conversation about the Nomad Ti XC and LTi XC, just because of the sound performance that we are getting out of this can that is so lightweight, is so good.
Yeah, again, this can's here to stay. The whole line, like I said earlier, it's a household name. The Nomad should be a household name. The Nomad line is here to stay, and that has been a flagship for us at Dead Air. So this year, coming out with these cans, and now hunting season's here, it's hard to keep this in stock. But we have ramped up production, just because of that. And let me tell you, it's going well. But find your local dealers. Look us up on deadairsalancers.com. Ask us at your local events. Go to our website and look at where we're going to be. Make sure you're following the Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and everything. We're bringing back the lives, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are doing the lives again. So we'll give information. If you got questions, ask us. We will get back to you and we will let you know what we see and what we do. And again, this is just, I am so much into the hunting side of it. But all of our guys out there at these events, that's why we have them. So you can hear them, touch them, feel them, and go to your local shops and ask questions. And if they don't know, they can contact us.
Yeah. So like Christian said, we always share when we're going to be at these like demo days, events. We always put those on our social media. We share those on our emails as well. So if you're not on our email list, go ahead and hop on there. And bringing back the lives. Mike and Tassin awesome. like to keep people in the loop on where we'll be that next week or so.
Right.
So definitely come out, talk to us. We like interacting with the people and just letting people have like actual first person experience with this stuff. And you're right. I kind of laughed when you said like, it's hard to keep these in stock, because there will almost definitely be people in the comments of this video that are a little mad that we're talking about these. And they're like, when are we going to get these back in stock at this dealer or this dealer or this dealer?
We get it.
Because we get it all the time.
That's a fight every day we do. That's it, just with the wait time so low and the the people are requesting these all the time. They're, believe me, we're shipping a lot weekly, and there's going to be more to come. Hunting shows are coming up. We've got all the big hunting shows. But again, if you have questions, go to your dealers. We'd love to talk to you, let you hear them, feel them, touch them, see them, everything. And you may be seeing these out in the field on some hunting videos soon.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions specifically about the Nomad family, the Nomad XC series of the family, as usual, put those in the comments. We'll get to those. You can always email us, info@deadairsalancers.com. And as usual, you can check this stuff out on the website, www.deadairsalancers.com. Thanks for joining us today, Christian.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, man. I'm glad to be here.
And thanks for watching, guys.